making Brad laugh after his golf round today. No way.
Here we go. This is Pop Culture Yearbook. On this show, we pick pieces of pop culture that were important to us in a given year. We then discuss memories and dig into those movies, albums, shows, and more. I'm Brad.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Giff.
And we, what episode is this? The third one? Third one of the month, right?
Third of the month.
Third of the month,
Yeah.
Hard to keep track. So we played a game last week, that means. Last week we played initials. We had guests.
We did.
It was fun. We got guests again tonight.
We do.
One is a returning guest.
Yeah.
Who are you? Who's here?
Hello, it's Mrs. Giff, and I'm Giff.
Yes. And you might remember Courtney from such famous episodes as Lady's Choice, Billy Madison, which was a great classic one.
That
We
was
did
a
it
hit.
February.
That sounds so great.
Yeah, it was a big hit. Not
Courtney's
as big
back.
as Danica's yet, but still.
They're like dead even, aren't they?
I know, I just like
He
to
tells
tell
me
her.
every day.
It's crazy how even they are.
Yeah.
So Courtney's here again to play our new game tonight, and we have one other contestant, and this is a person near and dear to everybody on this podcast right now.
That's right.
This is a group of people who graduated in '94 together.
And you know what?
And
Nobody demonstrates the class of '94
Pete.
spirit. Oh, sorry.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. Nobody
Well-
represents our class in 1994 better than
That's right.
Rhonda.
That's right.
And so, Rhonda, can you say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Yay!
We are so happy to have you here.
Hello,
I'm so happy to be here. I love my class in '94.
You
That's
do.
right.
And you have the spirit.
I do.
I've been to state basketball
favorite?
tournaments, and Rhonda is still up, getting the crowd pumped up. She's still leading the cheers. I mean, it's amazing.
I do it.
And she's
What's
from
a
Russell.
cheerleader? Always a cheerleader.
And she's been a cheerleader for us.
Yep.
And we appreciate that. And she supported us. And so we will put a little quick plug in. If you want to be on our show, if you want to be like Rhonda and support us, you can go on our Buy Me a Coffee link or Buy Us a Beer link, whatever you want to call it. And you can support us at any time. And we love and appreciate all those people who support us.
Who wouldn't want to be like Rhonda?
Exactly.
Well, what I like is that she is our first guest from Russell. So I feel, that now I'm not just up against two guys from Tyler, but I have a compadre from Russell. And you say she's, RTR spirit, and my wife Courtney was Miss School Spirit 1995 for her graduating class. So
It's in the yearbook.
we got two cheerleaders here as well. So
Well,
I
and
like
one.
my sister, who will be on again this next week,
Mhm.
she was also a
Was a
cheerleader.
cheerleader.
So
It
Right.
was.
We attract more cheerleaders
we attract
now than we
cheerleaders, I
did
guess.
than we did when we were in high school. That is for sure.
We were in high school before Title IX.
Mhm.
It was our only option.
Oh my God, yeah. So,
All right.
what do we
Yeah,
got
go ahead,
cooking?
Giff.
So as a first-time guest, like we do with all of our first-time guests, we like to have them tell us a little bit about their pop culture influences growing up. So we asked Rhonda to put something together. So this is your time to shine. Go ahead and give us a little background on growing up and what kind of tripped your trigger.
Very
Okay.
curious to hear what you're going to say because I don't know.
I bet. Yeah. So some of my favorite movies growing up that stand out the most to me, Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say
Talked
that.
about
one.
many
That's the one
times
I was
on
going
the
to
show.
guess.
Yes.
I'm Cindy Mancini, right? Yeah.
Ronnie Miller.
Yeah. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Weekend at Bernie's, Father of the Bride 1 and 2. And I remember the summer after 6th grade, I watched Dirty Dancing every single day of summer break. Every single day.
Oh my
Every
God.
day.
My wife is going to love you for saying that. I'll say that. also.
Awesome.
Love that movie.
You have
Yes,
hit
but
on several movies that we have recently discussed on this show.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
do recall, yes.
I almost picked Can't Buy Me Love. I wish I
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
very good.
We'll come back to that someday.
Mhm.
Cool. The TV show is Facts of Life. That was huge for me. Family Ties and 90210, Will and Grace. And then my mom got me into the mystery ones like Rescue 911 and Unsolved Mysteries I watched all the time.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
Unsolved Mysteries.
I
Nice.
watched
And
that
then-
one a lot.
Yeah, the guy's voice is so cool on it.
Robert
Yeah.
Stack? Was that Robert Stack?
Yeah, from
That
Airplane.
sounds right.
He's got my
Yes.
show I watch.
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. He's still kicking.
he is. He's still alive.
I thought he was dead.
You guys are interrupting Rhonda.
Sorry.
Have fun to some-
I don't care. And my last one that is not going to surprise you at all, but I don't even know if you're gonna recall it. Dance Party USA.
It sounds familiar.
Sounds
It was, on
familiar.
the,
Yeah.
it was on the USA Network, and it was a bunch of teenagers just danced for a half an hour, and they
So
were
kind of like
they had
American Bandstand.
kind of like that. Yes.
Okay.
Let me
that
guess.
one.
Let me guess, Rhonda. You didn't just watch it. You were dancing along with it, literally
You know I was.
in your house.
That is-
Yes, I
That
do it.
is where I got my dance moves. Yes.
That explains a lot.
That's a good
And-
deep cut there.
For sure. And my music obviously is going to go to 80s hair bands. I hung out with Darcy Arndt, and she
Mhm.
had an older sister, Brenda, and that's
I
all
think
Brenda
she was in my
listened
brother's
to.
class.
Brenda,
Is that
like
right? I
87,
think so.
88. Yeah,
87.
I think that's what she was. And so like Poison, Slaughter, Def Leppard, nothing will be better than 80s hair bands.
There you go. I like that.
And
And
Yeah.
as we
Not a bad
record
take
this,
at all.
we have an episode on Def Leppard coming out tomorrow.
Yep.
But if you're hearing this, it was probably about a month ago. So hopefully you've listened already. But if not, this is your reminder to go back
Still
and
can.
listen.
Yeah, go
There's
back
no
and listen
time.
to Def Leppard.
There's
I
no
I can
will.
tell
time.
you that's a
Podcast
good
land.
episode.
cool.
I can't wait.
Dick Clark was also like on Sundays when you would listen to the countdown, like Dick Clark's voice still just gives me the goosebumps. He
You mean Casey
was,
Kasem?
Wasn't that Casey
Yeah.
Kasem?
Oh, it was Casey. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dick Clark
Casey
was on
Kasem.
American Bandstand.
Yeah.
Yes.
And New Year's
Maybe it
Rocket
could be
Eve.
both.
Yes.
It could be both. Yes.
And then the local radio stations, middle school, I remember putting my Walkman on in bed, and I would listen to the Hot 9 at 9.
Oh yeah.
on
Oh yeah.
KKCK.
KKCK.
And
Yep.
In high
then-
school.
Then Pipestone had a rock station, and that was the Phaser 5. So they were like at 9 o'clock at night.
That was
So-
KIST FM, KISD
KIST
out of
FM.
Pipestone.
That must have been when we were really younger because they were
Yeah,
all
middle
oldies by the time we were in high school, weren't they?
It was middle school probably.
Yeah, it was
But
middle school.
they did have a good station before. But
Yes, that's where you'd get your boombox out and you'd get your blank tape so you could
Yes.
get ready and hit record.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. Every Sunday during the top 40, you'd have your blank tape and you'd like
I
remember
brought
recording
this
Moni
up.
Moni. Like, that was a big one for me.
I brought this
Perfect.
up in our 1991 episode, Rhonda. I don't know if you listened to that one or not, but there are certain songs that I hear on the radio, and as soon as they're done, I think I'm going to hear a song right afterwards because it was the song that was on my mixtape that I
Your
made.
mixtape.
And I listened
Yeah,
to it
for
so
sure.
many times, it's like they just go together. Like, oh, I know
Yeah.
what's coming
Mhm.
next.
Right? Oh,
I still have my mixtapes.
I wish I did.
oh,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, that was a fantastic list with some really good choices there.
I
That
can't
I
believe
had-
this is your debut.
Yeah,
It's like you're an experienced veteran.
yeah.
Fantastic.
You're doing very well.
Podcast, yes.
it's almost like you hired somebody to like get that ready for you. It was so
Well,
good.
I just listen to your show that much, it just comes
good.
natural.
Big fan.
She
Big
gets
fan.
out the blank tape
Yeah.
when our show comes
And I
Oh.
tape it.
Here's that part I got to record where Pete says something really funny.
All right.
She has just a mixed tape of all our Park and Recs references throughout every episode.
All right.
All right,
So
well,
Pete,
are we ready to move into our topic then already?
Oh, I think so.
Any follow-up questions for Rhonda on those topics first?
no, I think she covered a great.
Who did?
Oh, go ahead.
I guess I have questions.
Go ahead.
Good.
No, because I always hear about Brian going, "Oh, this one was the slow dance song in middle school, and all of our girlfriends we'd slow
No.
dance." No.
That was Angel Eyes.
Oh.
Angel
Brad,
by
Oh,
Aerosmith.
Angel, not
Well,
Angel Eyes.
that is the exact song that I was going to say. Angel by Aerosmith. That song
Okay,
will take me back to Jordy's Pizza, like in the basement
Oh.
out in the arcade there.
Are you sure
song
that was Village Pizza in those days? I bet
Well, it was
right
both.
after Village. It
Yeah.
was Jordy's, wasn't it?
it was Village Pizza and then Jordy's and then something else before it moved. Well, then it became Pizza Ranch, and then it moved
Pizza Ranch,
across
really?
the
That's the
street.
good sticks
Yes.
I've ever had.
Okay.
Full disclosure, in case people are wondering if anybody's getting special treatment, Rhonda and I did go out for 1 hour in
1
like
hour.
8th grade.
1 hour.
I worked on her
You did.
so hard to go out with me, and I kept sending notes, and I broke her down, and she agreed. And after the first
down.
period, I went to the locker, and there was a note already saying, I can't do this.
What grade?
What grade is that again?
8th grade, I
Wow,
believe.
I did not know that.
You just
Maybe
intimidated
seventh or
me,
eighth.
Brad. You just intimidated me.
We're just better as friends.
Yes, I cannot do
yeah.
this.
I can't do this.
Oh man.
Oh, I will never forget. I still tell my classes every year that story.
Oh, good.
They think that's pretty
Good.
good.
And now it's
Great.
good. Now it's on the podcast, and so
Great.
everyone's
Right.
gonna know.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I
listeners
don't. I don't even
Something
remember that. I'm
Brad.
sure I've heard that story, but I didn't. I don't remember it.
Oh,
Wow.
I think it was like right outside Mr. Copel's room. We had our locker.
Yeah,
The entire
that's-
relationship.
Yeah,
No, I'm picturing like where my locker was, and that's pretty good.
yep.
I just can't do it.
My locker. How did I not
Well,
know
I don't think
this?
those were the
I think my
words
locker
she
was right
used,
next
but-
to yours, Brad.
That was the gist.
Yeah.
Courtney writes that note every morning, but she doesn't give it to me. Luckily,
Oh yeah.
I just can't do it.
I just can't.
It broke my heart. I worked so hard.
I'm so sorry, Brad.
But the memories, all of the memories.
Yeah,
Everything
Thank
worked
goodness-
out. We're all
Thank
good
goodness
now.
you forgave me and we're still friends.
Yeah.
right. Oh, that's
Wow.
I'm
great.
quite happy with my current wife.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
good one.
For
Yep.
Yeah.
now.
We all are happy with Brad.
All right, Pete.
Yes.
Oh, I had one other follow-up question. Just because Gifford always talks about not having NBC, so you lived in Russell. It sounds like you must have had cable.
I
Because
I
you mentioned
think I-
Family Ties, but also USA Network. That's
Oh wow.
yeah, I was a big timer with the cable. And
yeah.
if it wasn't, then I was either if I wasn't home, I was at Lori Faberg's house and she always had the good
Oh,
cable
right.
too. So I was at
Okay.
Lori's all the time.
Well, Rhonda, I remember watching Beavis and Butthead at your place. You know,
Oh, but
so I mean that's
MTV,
right,
wasn't
but
it?
that's cable. I mean, so you had cable in town. So if I was over at your place, you know, we were watching.
and in Gifford,
Something.
you only lived like 2 miles out of town. It's so tragic.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
Yep.
it's tough.
Mm.
And look
Yeah.
how I turned out.
Yep.
So
All right,
Well
Pete.
rounded.
All right. Are we ready for this?
No.
I think so.
Tell the audience what's happening.
No. Okay, so those of you that listened to last week's show know that we did, that Gifford put together a really awesome initials game. So we're going to be playing kind of a similar game tonight, but with a little different twist. So it's not going to be based on initials. All of these questions will be based on who am I type questions. And these are all going to relate to Minnesota themed or Minnesota referenced TV shows, not movies or anything like that. This is just TV shows. These questions, however, will encompass, they all reference either an actor or a character, but they could, if it's an actor, they could encompass the entire actor's career. So what would this person say? So that's what you have to be thinking about. So there could be some kind of twists and turns in it. Just think about it that way. If you think you know the answer, please ring in by shouting your name. And also, you all have your fingers on the buttons in case there's a tie. So I'm going to go off of what shows on my screen as who rang in first if there's a controversy. If you get a question right, then you will get a couple of bonus questions. They're going to vary a little bit. It'll be like 2 or 3 bonus questions related to that particular individual. So just be ready for that. And those questions would only apply to you after a correct answer. So each question is worth 1 point, including the bonus questions. They're each worth 1 point. So I think after we do the first one, you'll kind of get the hang of it pretty quickly.
Awesome.
Does that make sense to everybody?
This sounds so amazing.
It sounds good.
Anybody have any questions?
No,
You
I don't
have the
think so.
questions.
All right, I do have the questions. Okay, question number 1. Hands on buzzers, ready to shout your name. Listen up. I went in the opposite direction of AC/DC. I can also relate to some problems Michael J. Fox had as an adolescent. If I were raising my family in the same town today, we'd be rivals with Russell Tyler Ruthven. Lastly, I guess you could say I competed with Sizzler. Who am I?
Competed with Sizzler.
Uh,
Oh my
I'm
god.
going to ask if you might want to slow down the clues in between so that we have a little time
Okay.
to think.
Yeah.
All right, I can absolutely repeat
So let's
it.
try this one more time. I don't think I'm going to know what this
All right.
Of AC/DC.
I went in the opposite direction of AC/DC. I can also relate to some problems Michael J. Fox had as an adolescent. If I were raising my family in the same town today, we'd be rivals with Russell Tyler Ruthven. Lastly, I guess you could say I competed with Sizzler. Who am I?
Oh my god.
I didn't think this one would be that hard.
I don't have a.
We're not off to a great start here, I guess.
Maybe you can give
No.
us a made-up new clue.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I
with
did
Sizzler?
it.
Like an old restaurant? Like the
think
old,
so.
like, okay.
Well, I'll give you some time to think about it. I'm sure that our listeners are shouting the answer right now. And I'm
stumped.
looking for the actor's name.
Yes. Well,
I
can-
went-
I'm going to go with
Courtney.
Giff.
Courtney.
Okay.
I'll go after you.
I don't know how or why. I'm just going to say Jason Bateman.
That is not correct,
Okay.
but you are on the right track with the Jason Bateman guess.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I don't want to guess then.
I went in the opposite direction of AC/DC. I can also relate to some problems Michael J. Fox had as an adolescent. If I were raising my family in the same town today, we'd be rivals with Russell Tyler Ruthven. Lastly, I guess you could say I competed with Sizzler. Who am I? One of those clues should really ring a bell for you guys, I would think. The Russell Tyler Ruthven one.
Yeah.
I don't understand it at all.
That one's confusing me. I'm sorry.
You're going to
Pete,
have to
I got
edit this
nothing.
out or give us a clue or give us an
No,
answer.
I mean, nobody gets it. That's fine if
Yep.
nobody gets it. I
All
don't
right.
have really any other clues. All right.
Look at it.
Um,
Oh, it didn't help.
Sorry,
did it?
Pete.
The correct answer. All right. I'll just reread it. Nobody's getting credit for the points. Okay. So I'm gonna go back through the clues and explain the clues. I went in the opposite direction of AC/DC, who
Yep.
sang "Highway to Hell."
Oh, I got it.
person
Courtney.
starred- Okay.
Courtney.
What is it?
Jessica Biel.
No.
Oh.
Okay,
The
good
name of
guess.
the TV show was
She
Highway to
wasn't-
Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
I
kid
can
from Little House
also
on the
relate to
Prairie.
some problems Michael J. Fox had as an adolescent.
Michael Landon.
Is it
Yes,
Michael
thank you,
Landon?
Brad.
Yes, it is Michael Landon. The actor starred
Walnut
in the
Grove.
TV show I Was a Teenage Werewolf. If
So
I
now
were
do I
raising
get
my
to do the-
family, it's just for 1 point. You have to name what was the character's first name. I will give you a point if you get it right.
Oh, I thought I had to name the TV show.
You don't know
Well,
the TV show? Little House
All
on the Prairie?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
The follow-up question.
I don't know
is,
his name.
What was his name in Little House on the Prairie?
I don't know.
So
Was it Charles?
Papa.
it is Charles.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
nobody gets any points.
Did you get that channel?
But let me explain
Yes,
the
I
clues.
got that channel.
Let me explain back the clues then.
I get it
If
now.
I were raising they were from Walnut Grove, Minnesota. Tracy
Yeah.
Milroy, Walnut Grove was rivals with RTR back in our day.
Mhm.
Um, Lastly, you could say I competed with Sizzler. Michael Landon starred in 428 episode of Bonanza.
Bonanza.
Now, do you remember the steakhouse?
God
Bonanza?
dang
We
it,
had
yes.
Bonanza and Bemidji.
Oh, Pete, those are excellent.
They're
Sorry.
excellent. I think
Oh,
they're
those
too
are-
cute though. They're too hard.
No, they're good. They're really good.
There's got to be that last clue that
We
like
gotta just
just
get
everybody
this
can
out.
figure
Yeah,
it
we
out.
got to get the
Yeah.
juices flowing,
We
Pete.
gotta-
We'll get
Okay,
there. We'll
Pete.
get there. All
All
right.
right.
was
Well, now
really
you
good.
have an idea of what you're up against
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
All right.
now we know.
Warm up.
All right.
All right.
Now,
All right.
after
Question
each
number
clue,
2.
Give us a second here, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right. The score is 0-0-0-0.
That's the one thing we did know.
Can I just say that Jessica Biel was born in Ely, Minnesota?
Okay.
Okay, that's why I
Oh,
guess
I didn't know
she was
that.
in a show,
Seventh
With-
heaven.
Seventh Heaven.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
sorry.
knew why you said that.
Okay, thank you, Brad.
All right.
It's really a good guess.
If there was a murder in a bar, give me a call. I definitely know my way around. That's actually the first part of the clue. So think about that one. If there was a murder in a bar, give me a call. I would definitely know my way around. But I also have a spot for the victim to reside. It's not a bad place either. But I also have a spot for the victim to reside. Not a bad place either. Jerry Seinfeld and I share a good friend. Sadly, my dad died, but me and other 2 dudes did okay raising a kid. Who am
Brad.
I?
Brad.
Yes.
Ted Danson.
Brad, you got it. Ted Danson.
Ted Danson.
That's 1 point.
3 Men and
Okay.
a Baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yep.
What's the tie
Okay.
to Minnesota?
Oh, we're gonna find out.
Now, I need you for 1 point. Name the show and season that I'm talking about. That Ted Danson.
The show and
God.
season. What?
Yeah, what show was he on that was
Name
Minnesota
the TV
based?
show and what season.
Oh,
is Ted
Fargo.
Danson.
Season
Fargo.
2.
Good. That's 1 more
Nice.
point. And what was his job, including? Okay, name his occupation.
Well, he was a cop.
He was the
Okay.
sheriff, yeah.
Okay, that's 1 point. And then 1 more point. I'll give you that point. And then what county? He was a sheriff
Oh,
of what
boy.
county?
That season was season
Down
2.
Stone.
It was in Rock County.
Rock County. He got it.
Oh,
Because that was Levert, right?
Yeah, it
4
was
points.
down
I got you down for 4 points.
Wow, Brad's pulling
Okay.
away here.
Ew.
Now
All right.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back through the clues. If there was a murder in a bar, that's actually 2 references there, because he was a bartender
Mhm.
in Cheers, and he was in CSI.
Ah,
I didn't know that.
So there you go. And then I just said he definitely knows his way around. But I also have a spot for the victim to reside. Not a bad place either.
he's in the good place.
The good place,
Oh,
right?
wow, that is
So
so,
the
clever.
dead person is now in the good place.
Yes.
Right?
Jenny help you?
Jerry Seinfeld. She didn't. Nope. She didn't see any of this yet.
Good job.
Jerry
it
Jerry
Funkhauser?
Seinfeld and I share a good friend. Who is
Is
the
it
good
Funkhauser?
friend?
Marty Funkhauser?
Well, no, it's.
Oh no, you're thinking of Larry David.
I'm thinking of Larry David. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, sadly, my dad died. What movie? That should be obvious there with that
Dad.
clue. Dad. And but me and 2 other dudes did okay raising a kid
3 Men and a
where I got
Baby.
And a baby.
and a baby. Yes.
Yes. How about a little lady?
Okay.
3 Men and a Little Lady.
From the little lady. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Well, all right. Well, showed you guys how to do it there.
All right, good job, Brad.
Nice
Are
work.
better
we
at this
ready
game than
for
golf.
the next? We're ready for question number 3. All right.
Yes.
I was a quarterback at a Minnesota university. You ought to know my most famous impersonator. Do not get my hometown confused with Fergus, but it sure is cold here. I don't know why these Russians keep chasing my best friend and I. My friend is an aviator named after a mountain range. Who am
Courtney.
I? Yes,
Courtney.
Courtney.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yes, it's Bullwinkle. I'll give it to you. It's
Okay.
Bullwinkle Moose is the correct answer.
Oh, I could have got it for that. I was going to say that after like the first clue.
All
Good
right,
job,
so
Courtney.
Courtney gets 1 point.
Now I'm
The
just-
next
no,
question
okay.
is name the university that he played football for.
What's the matter, you?
Yes, what's the matter, you?
Wow.
No clue.
Name the 2
Nope, me neither.
Russians who were always after them.
I don't know.
Snidely Whiplash.
No, he was after Dudley Do-Right.
Oh.
Boris
That's a
and
good-
Natasha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boris and Natasha. Yes,
Yep.
that's correct.
I don't get the point for that though, right?
Oh.
We're not a team.
Yeah,
I want to make
no,
that clear.
no.
We're not a team.
Actually, Gifford, I think it was Borgov.
Yeah.
Borgov.
Borgov.
Very nice. Listen to our
Queen's
Queen's
Gambit.
Gambit episode up for that.
Oh,
All
there
right.
goes the shutout.
Yeah.
So
How many did Courtney get there?
she got 2 points because she correctly answered Bullwinkle Moose, and what's the matter, you did not get Boris and Natasha. So it's the score now is Brad has 4, Courtney has 2. Are you ready for question number 4?
Yes.
Okay. I played a key role in a famously hair-raising comedy scene, but I'm not a plumber. I was a mayor of a small town that was named after my family, but it sounds like profanity.
Yeah.
Seems like yes, Gifford.
Chris Elliott.
Chris Elliott is correct.
Fine.
I'll read the rest of the clue. Seems like every day is the same. It's the same to me. My SNL career didn't go so well, but things turned out okay for me in the end. So yes, you get 1 point there. I got you down, and your bonus questions.
Okay.
Name the TV show that I'm referencing.
He's brought it up on here
for
before.
the Minnesota. Yeah, I know, and I was reading about
Yes,
it
the
yesterday.
Minnesota-based TV show that I am referencing.
Oh my God, I was just reading about it yesterday. Is it three words?
I can't give you that.
That's not the
dang
name
it.
of the show. No.
No.
3 words.
I can't remember what it was. Shoot.
Get a life.
Get a
It
life.
is Get a Life.
God.
Name. What was his character's name in Get a Life?
Isn't it Chris?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Do you have the last name too? I'll give you the point, but it is Chris. But what's the last name?
I think you should get half a point.
I have no idea.
I'll give it to him. I'm leaving.
On the last name. No, I
It's
don't.
a name
remember.
that I should know really well. I'll tell you
Peterson.
that. Yes.
Chris.
And Gifford, one more bonus question for you.
Okay.
What? No.
You didn't get the name of the show right.
What was his job in the show?
He was a newspaper delivery guy.
And I do have to ask you, because I gave you that last one, I got to ask you for what newspaper to get the full
Oh, it
point.
was Pioneer Press.
Yes, that's correct. The St.
Yep.
Paul Pioneer Press.
Yep, because he was in St. Paul, not Minneapolis.
His
Okay.
points get an asterisk.
So going back through the clues, I played a key role in a famously hair-raising comedy scene, but I'm not a plumber. Do you guys get that reference?
No, I don't.
I
Something
should.
about Mary, maybe?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
Something about Mary. He was the one that advised Ben Stiller that he has to clean the pipes, if you catch my drift, which
Yes.
he did. And then it led to the famous hair-raising scene.
With the stuff on his ear.
That's correct.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, baby.
And then I was a mayor of a small town. that
That's
was
Schitt's
named
Creek.
after that's Schitt's Creek.
Rolling shit.
It seems like every day is the same to me.
Groundhog's Day.
Yes,
Isn't
he
it?
was in
Yep.
Groundhog's Day. Correct.
Yep.
And then the SNL career. He was just not too good on SNL, or didn't last too long.
Didn't
Okay.
last very long.
All right. So
All right, it's Rhonda's
after
turn.
4 questions.
Well,
It is
Obviously,
4.
my fancy table is doing me no favors.
I had 2 channels, damn it.
4 for Brad, 3 for Gifford, 2 for Courtney. And Rhonda
extra
is
question.
still waiting to crack.
0. Yeah.
She'll
All right,
she'll get on
all
the
right.
board. All right. The next one, question number 5. By the way, there are a total of 9 questions.
All right.
9 questions.
9 times.
I was a rival to a famous boat captain. I really loved my boat, but christening it didn't go so well. Maybe that's why I. Yes,
Ted Knight.
God, I know
Correct.
that one too.
that's correct. You got to be more aggressive there, Brad.
Well, I mean, I
Um,
got it right when he did. So
The
it's
rest
too
of the
late.
clue, maybe that's why I sentenced so many kids to death. I really hated Hollywood
to.
Squares. I really hated Hollywood Squares.
Felt I
Who
owed it
am
to
I?
them.
That
All right.
owed it to
Do you get
them.
the Hollywood Squares reference? That's kind of a two-layered reference there.
What was
No.
the Hollywood Squares reference?
Because back in the day, the center square was always Jim J. Bullock, who he hated on Too
Oh,
Close
wow.
for Comfort.
Oh,
Man.
wow.
How
So,
old do you have to be to get that reference?
all
I
right.
think Rhonda nodded her head.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, she had it. Okay.
I remember that show. That's how I learned about Jim J. Bullock.
All right, so Gifford gets 1 point for that, and now your bonus questions on that
I
one.
am
You
younger
said
than
Ted
you.
Knight is
Yeah.
the person we're working with.
Damn it.
Name the for 1 point. Name the character and TV show for 1 point.
Well,
Ooh,
I'm not
oh.
gonna get. Okay, so it's Mary Tyler Moore's show. His name was Ted Saxton.
I'll give you the point because you said Ted. Mary Tyler Moore show.
What was the
Ted
last name?
Baxter.
Baxter,
You're
not
not
Sexton.
far off at all.
Dang
So
it.
you get one more. Now this is going to be a tougher one, I think.
I like
for
how
you,
Pete
Giff.
scores this.
I do
Yeah,
too.
you're sure getting some deals.
Yeah.
Hey, we
All
share
right.
a first name, so we're kindred spirits.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. He was a newscaster on Mary Tyler Moore show, a newscaster. And what was the name of the station? Or what were the call letters? It's a 3-letter call sign.
I don't know. I'm
Does
sorry.
anybody know that?
I don't remember either.
I never watched it.
WD something, right?
Oh,
WDY.
W. It is WJM is what
Oh.
I'm looking for.
Are
So-
you going to the mall later?
Now, the famous boat captain actually has a double reference because, yes, he was a captain, or he wore a captain's hat in Caddyshack, but he actually was in many episodes of Love Boat as a
Oh.
rival to Captain Stubing. That's where I was
Really?
going with.
I thought
And-
the rival you were referring to Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
It was actually, he was listed as a famous rival to Captain Stubing.
Because
Or
he
a
had a
rival.
bigger
Oh,
boat.
wow. I used to watch Love Boat. I don't remember Ted Knight on the show. Okay.
I remember him being on the show.
Wow.
All right. So, by my count, I have Gifford is the new leader with 5 points.
Uh-oh.
Brad with 4, Courtney with 2. Rhonda, you're going to get this one. I'm
Rhonda,
confident.
you got it. You got it.
I'm terrible.
Watch other people play.
Music is my forte.
Music. Okay. Well,
Music.
we'll have you back next week then, huh? No, I'm just kidding.
All
right.
right.
Well, if Hummel
Question.
cancels, we'll have Rhonda come on.
There you go. There you go.
All
right.
Okay, this one. Question number 6. All right. My brother is still alive and well, but I never understood why he was so much more famous than me. After all, he was just a chimney sweeper. But we had
Giff.
fun on his.
Brad.
Yes.
Jerry Van
Gifford.
Dyke.
Jerry Van Dyke is correct. So
Oh
that's
my
1
God.
point.
I wasn't even going to get that. Jerry Van Dyke? Gifford, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
on-
you
Well,
are.
I'll let Pete ask the questions.
All right.
I was going to say Dick Van Dyke.
I think it's
No.
obvious what the show. This is not for a point, but what
Okay.
was the show?
Coach.
Tell me the show. Yes. Now name his character on the show.
What? Coach Jerry.
That is not correct.
No? Okay. Wasn't his name Jerry on the show too? No? Okay. Sorry.
Unless I looked it up wrong. That's
No,
not
you
right.
probably didn't. What do you got?
Anybody know?
Anybody want to throw one out there?
I can't think of the one name that I know. I can't think of it right now.
Luther Van Dam.
Oh, Luther.
Luther.
Yes. All right.
So, now let me read the rest of the clue here before I go into this last one because this is interesting. My most famous character appeared on 3 separate sitcoms. Also, my resume would include the same college as Pete. So
Right.
that's myself, Minnesota State University. Of
Yes.
course, that's where he coached. But the last question was to name, for 2 points, name the other 2 sitcoms that his character, Luther, he appeared as the same character on these 2 shows. Name the shows.
As the coach, Luther?
Yeah, Gifford, you can actually still get it. There are 2, and you can get 1
Oh
point
my
for each that you name.
God. Oh, I can't even think of what.
By the way, Pete, you totally forgot to do your sound effects.
Oh no. Oh, sorry. Still do it.
How long does he get?
I don't have it. I don't have it.
All right. Anybody want to
Just
throw it
the
out?
10 of us, maybe?
No, not just the 10 of us.
Well, it had a basketball like coach theme. I thought maybe he was on there.
Yeah, it's not a bad guess, but it's
Hang
wrong.
with Mr. Cooper.
Nope.
Head of the class.
The
So
Drew
cheers.
Carey Show,
Oh.
the Drew Carey Show, and Grace Under Fire. All right.
All right.
Really? It was the same
Yes.
character?
I don't remember.
That's correct. He appeared as in episodes as the same character.
Wow.
Question number 7
Yeah.
out of 9. Honest, honey, I'm just rolling dice. I have an affinity for puppets. I was honored to have one of my shows discussed on Pop Culture Yearbook, and I've had a lot of other great roles. I can't remember my ex-girlfriend, but I do know that when she left me, she was totally on brand. I guess my character, my most famous character, is ironically named.
You read those really fast.
Okay, sorry.
I'm
I'll
gonna go
read them again.
Giff.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Craig T. Nelson.
That is not correct.
Okay.
Craig T. Nelson is not correct.
You're
Gifford
out.
is now eliminated
I'm out for
from
that.
contention on this
Yeah.
one. All right. Honest, honey, I'm just rolling dice. I have an affinity for puppets. I was honored to have one of my
Oh.
shows discussed on Pop Culture Yearbook, and I've had a lot of other great roles. I can't remember my ex-girlfriend, but I do know that when she left me, she was totally on brand. I guess my character is ironically named.
Wow.
I'm stumped.
Gifford, don't say it, Gifford, but it seems like you know the answer.
I'm gonna text you.
Okay, I will wait for that. You guys keep thinking. I can read it
Wait,
again.
say the first one again, would you?
Honest, honey, I'm just rolling dice. I have an affinity for puppets. I was honored to have one of my shows discussed on Pop Culture Yearbook, and I've had a lot of other great roles too. I can't remember my ex-girlfriend, but I do know that when she left me, she was totally on brand.
Did I get it?
Yes, you did.
Damn it.
I guess my character is ironically named.
Um,
Brad, I really thought
Brad?
you would get this one.
Oh,
yes,
Courtney.
go for it.
Eugene
Brad?
Levy.
Oh,
No,
Brad got it.
that
Brad
is
was
not
Brad's guess.
correct. Brad
Charlie
got
Brown?
it wrong. So Brad got it wrong. So Courtney gets to guess.
Courtney. I did.
Yes.
Okay.
Charlie Brown? Charles Schultz?
It's not
Oh.
Charlie Brown or Charles Schultz.
Come on, Rhonda.
So
I
Rhonda.
got nothing. I have nothing.
God dang it.
Okay.
Now I got it. Brian told me.
The
Can
correct
I
answer.
say who it is?
You may.
It's Jason Segel.
Jason Segel. Yes. Now, what television show am I referencing?
How I
with
Met Your
Jason
Mother.
Segel? That's correct.
That's
And
the
why?
show I was referencing earlier, Pete. when
I
was
thought
wondering if you
I
were
thought that you were. Yes.
And I don't even get the clues. I mean, this is one of my
All right.
favorite shows.
Let me go back through the clues here.
Yes.
Honest, honey, I'm just rolling dice. Gifford, do you know what that one's from?
No, that wasn't the clue. I got it on the second time through. Sorry.
That was from the SNL skit where it was Jason Segel. He was rolling dice. They were selling. It was a fake commercial where they were selling the mattress, and he was doing all of these other things. It looked like he was doing something else, but it was like he was rolling dice. It was one of the funniest SNL skits I've seen.
Excellent.
I have an affinity for puppets.
That's where he did the puppet
Oh,
movies. The
forgetting Sarah
Muppet.
Marshall.
A lot. He
Oh, the
did.
Muppet
And
movies.
yep, forgetting Sarah Marshall and the Muppet movies he was in.
Okay.
I was honored to have one of my shows discussed on Pop Culture Yearbook.
That was Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks, that's correct.
Okay, well, and next month we're going to do How I Met Your Mother, so.
Yep.
Yes. I can't remember my ex-girlfriend,
That's Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
but I do know that when she left me, she was totally on brand.
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand
Oh, nice.
is
That's good.
is fair. Yes, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I guess my character is ironically named. Do you get that one? It's a yes.
Well, what
The reason
character are you talking about?
Well, it's the character in How I Met Your Mother. That's
Marshall.
What I was. Yes, that's why, because he was forgetting Sarah Marshall, and now his name is Marshall, and so that's why it was kind of ironically named.
All right. Well, I got his name on the show, so I think I got a point, right?
No, you didn't get any.
No, you get nothing. You'll get nothing and like it.
Did
All
you hear
right.
what I said, Brad? Is that what you...
No, I didn't.
Oh.
All right.
All right. Question number 8. I was once president of the United States. Also, I was a Grinch like St.
Giff.
Nicholas. Yes,
Billy Bob Thornton.
that's correct. It's Billy Bob Thornton. That's one more point for Gifford.
Do you and Pete share a brain?
Yes.
Gifford does more homework. That's why he's
I didn't.
doing
I
it.
don't. I didn't.
All right.
You just
He has
said you were reading about
stuff.
Get a Life yesterday.
I know, but I couldn't remember it. All right. What do you got for me, Pete?
Okay. Yes, it's Billy Bob Thornton, and now you have to name the show and season that I'm referencing.
That's Fargo season 1.
That's correct. It's another 1 point. What Breaking Bad star was also in the same season?
I got that.
In season 1?
Can I steal?
Hold on. What Breaking Bad star was in season 1?
I thought he was in season 2, though.
I found it said season 1 from what I found.
I don't know, Brad. What do you have?
Jesse Plemons.
No.
Well, he was in
Oh.
season 2.
He was in season 2. Yeah, good call. No, I don't know who that would be. Season 1. Because Freeman wasn't in Breaking Bad, right?
You don't know it, Pete.
The correct answer is Bob Odenkirk.
Oh, he was the hapless sheriff, the
Right.
deputy. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember him in Fargo. Wow.
Yep.
Okay, and the last one. What Office star was in Fargo season 1?
That was.
Was it? You know it? No, don't say anything.
Yeah, you can't help.
I
No
think-
help.
I was gonna say Pam. What's her name? Jenna
Fisher? That's
Yeah.
not correct. That's
Okay.
not correct.
Who do you think it
Courtney,
is?
did you know it?
Is it that BJ Novak? Isn't
No,
Oh.
not BJ Novak. Brad, did you know it?
No, I can't. I cannot think of one. I'm thinking of all the Office people, and I cannot think of one.
It's a little bit of a twist to the question, though. You got to think hard. Rhonda, do you know it?
No, definitely not.
Craig Robinson.
The correct answer is Martin Freeman, who was in the original Office, the
Oh,
UK Office.
there it is. Okay. See, I had
So
Freeman for the other one. Okay.
The rest of my clues: I was once president of the United States.
That is from Sling Blade and
Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Yes. Also was a Grinch like St. Nicholas at one time.
Bad
Bad
Santa.
Santa.
And then I said WTF.
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 What the?
No idea.
Win the face off? I don't know.
No, I have no idea why the face.
He was in the movie Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Oh, I
And
never
that's what
saw that one.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know that.
I've worked with an Indian outlaw and even the natural. Sadly, though, my ex-wife later married the ex-husband of one of the friends. Who am I?
So,
Okay, so
that
that's the
was
clues.
Courtney.
Yeah.
that
Well, yeah.
was-
What this is?
Oh,
You don't have to just see if you
Well,
can
it's
figure out
Tim
why.
McGraw.
Brad
Yeah.
Pitt.
Yeah, yeah. Brad Pitt married Angelina Jolie, right?
Correct. Yep.
So what's the question?
Tim McGraw. What movie were he
Yeah.
and Tim McGraw in together?
Blindfold?
Friday
Where
Night
did-
Lights.
The Night Lights
Okay.
and The Natural. What do I mean by that?
Robert Redford.
And what movie were they in together?
No idea.
I don't have that one either.
Both in Indecent Proposal.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
So there you go. That was that's that.
Billy
clue.
Bob
Now we are,
Thornton was in Indecent Proposal.
according to what I found. Yeah, I had forgotten he
That's
was
a-
in that movie. Yes.
That
Yeah.
must have been like a bit part.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was like 4 years before Sling Blade ever even came out, and that was the first thing he really ever did that was known.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right, here we go. Rhonda, this is your last one.
Comes
Last
down
chance.
to it. Let's
Last
go.
chance.
Now, I've only gotten one right too, by the way, so don't feel too bad.
all right. Survey says the Mayflower. My life was once saved by a lion, although I'm dead now. Now I'm working the fat fryer.
Brad.
Yes,
Oh, I don't know. Louis Anderson.
that is correct.
That's correct,
was
yeah.
my guess. I
Yes.
was going next.
Yep.
All right. So,
From McDowell's.
Mhm.
name the autobiographical cartoon that
Lucky Louie.
Ooh, close. Anybody know this one?
I don't know. I
The
can picture the cartoon, but I don't remember the name of it.
right.
Fat
It
Albert.
is, no. It is Life with Louie is the name of it.
Oh. Well, I think I
And-
should get that because I got his first name right, and that gets Gifford a point every time.
Controversy.
I told you, Brad, I was
controversy.
working against you today. I'm rooting against you. And what city did Louis Anderson grow up in? Also included in the cartoon, by the way.
Minneapolis.
Nope.
No, all right.
What is it? St. Paul?
It's St.
St.
Paul.
Paul?
That's correct. Yes.
Oh, of course.
I'll give Rhonda 50 points for getting St. Paul.
Yay!
Wait.
There we go. So,
Yeah, you've been
all right.
points, and now everybody is now dumber for having listened to it.
The final scores, that's all 9 questions that I had. And I'll go back over this one, but the final score, Gifford with 9, Brad with 5, Courtney with 2, and Rhonda with 50.
Oh, I didn't win. Damn it.
She
All right,
deserves
so-
it.
We're going to go back through this one.
Oh.
Survey says the Mayflower.
Okay, survey says
Well, he
is
was on
from
Family Feud at one
Family
point, wasn't
Feud.
he?
He
Yep,
was the host
he was
of
the host.
Family Feud, but the Mayflower references the fact that you probably won't know this, but he was a Mayflower descendant. On his
of course.
father's side, his family was descendants of the Mayflower.
You're right. I didn't know that.
I did not
Nobody
know
would
that.
know
You're
that.
right. You are correct on that.
My life was once saved by a lion. Anybody know this one? This was a tough clue. I understand.
Is he in The Lion King? Did he voice something in The Lion King?
Saved by a lion. Oh, that's a good.
Did
Yeah.
he voice the cartoon character in a Disney movie?
Nope. Nope.
That's a good
Are
guess,
you
though.
talking about Coming to America?
No, this not on this one. On the next one, I am. But
Yeah.
this one, Louis Anderson was once drowning in a pool. They were filming a show, and he was drowning in a pool, and Dominic and Sue jumped in and saved him from the pool.
Wow.
Yeah, nobody knows
The
that.
former, well, that's
Well, when you said lion,
Yeah,
I was
you
like, it
have
must
one.
be
the
Detroit.
Detroit Lions football player at the time. And although I'm dead now, so that was a clue. He is dead.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Now I'm
Let me fact check that real quick.
working the fat fryer.
That's
so
Coming to
there's
America.
your Coming to America reference.
There's coming to
There
America.
it is.
Dennis Miller once referred to me as, quote, one of the lightest on his feet comedians I know, which is kind of ironic because of my weight. Who am I?
Courtney.
That's it. Courtney.
Is it Louis Anderson?
Good job,
All right,
It's
sweetie.
Louis
you.
Anderson.
Woohoo!
That's what I was gonna guess.
That's correct. There's your game.
Awesome.
Well, that was really well done again, Pete.
yeah,
Well,
very
Good
I-
job.
I would
Thank
say
you.
it was too hard, but Gifford did really well. So I guess
Some
maybe
of it
not.
it's meant to be challenging. It's meant to play with your mind a little bit.
Well, and we did get all
Like
of them
Gifford
except for
did.
that first one, didn't we? Like somebody did.
Michael Landon. Which one? Which
Yep.
was the other one you didn't? I thought there was one more you didn't get.
There might have been.
Oh yeah, we didn't get one. We didn't get Siegel. We didn't
Yeah,
get
Jason Segel was the one
Yeah,
that everybody.
And like that's the one I was waiting for was that show, and I didn't even get it.
I thought you were gonna. I didn't think that my clues were that hard on that one.
They
either.
were very tricky. You're very
No,
cute with your.
I was
clues.
I was
That's
thinking
the
Brad
idea.
was gonna jump in, so I had to get there quick, and yeah, I kind of jumped the gun with.
So
Craig
here's the
Wilson.
show that you didn't include that I'm shocked you didn't include.
Yes.
Okay.
Like How I Met Your Mother, The Golden Girls.
With
With Rose and St. Olaf and all her references to Minnesota.
should have.
And I mean, she's
Should
from
have.
it, and you love the Golden Girls. And
Also, the Mary Tyler Moore. I have that. I kind of did some research. And
Oh, yeah,
I
she's
had
in that too.
down. Mary
Yeah,
Tyler Moore.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was in that.
50 more points for Rhonda.
Yes.
Well,
we go.
and I think Brad he didn't include Golden Girls because he was actively rooting against you during the game.
I'm saying it
Right.
because
a
Pete
little
loves
bitter
that show.
over a golf outing this afternoon, but
The timing for tonight's podcast
talk.
was not good for Brad.
that's right. Oh man! So now that's the end of our game, but we're going to go around the horn and just kind of talk about. I mean, a lot we did discuss already. Any other Minnesota TV references that I missed or that we want to talk about? Anything like that? So go
Well,
ahead.
I already
Giff.
brought up Rose Nyland
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
from Minnesota and St. Olaf, which is a real college in Minnesota, but she referred to it always as a city full
Yes.
of just obvious hicks because that's what she, naive people. So
Naive people. Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd say Hicks, but naive people. for
I'm sure Blanche would call them that.
Blanche would be the one that is the hick of all of them.
What?
I don't know. Oh,
she's not.
She's a southern one. I don't know.
But she's like a Southern belle.
Well, yeah, but I don't know.
Anyway,
that
was-
moving on.
one of mine.
Well, and I was looking through the list, and I think the only one that I really watched a fair amount was Little House on the Prairie, as far as the the shows that were actually in Minnesota or based on being in Minnesota. That would be about the only one. I do like that you included How I Met Your Mother with Marshall in there because there's a lot of references to St. Cloud.
And
And the
Bemidji's
Vikings.
referenced in an episode, remember?
Yep, that brewer they
When
had
they go
a
to the bar.
yeah,
they use
there was
Bemidji.
Oh.
there was a micro brew from Bemidji
Yeah.
on the show, which was cool. And then of course Fargo, because the first
Fargo season 1 is in Bemidji.
In Bemidji,
takes place in Bemidji, which there wasn't the Lucky Penny strip club in
It's
Bemidji.
not-
There's
Brian's opening
Yeah.
this fall.
yeah, I was gonna open it this fall once all the college co-eds come
should.
back to town. Yep. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so those were kind of the three that I was thinking of.
The other one that I didn't include because I couldn't get good enough kind of trick questions for Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I was
But
gonna
it's
bring
like-
that up.
It's like, okay, I try to, pick a character and it's like I'm a robot or whatever. I just didn't go down that road. I thought the questions were kind of hard to write for what I
Yeah.
was trying to accomplish.
I could see that. And I mean, I didn't know until I think we started doing the podcast. One of you guys brought up that that's based out of Minnesota. I had no clue.
It's I think it's filmed in Eden Prairie, and they do make a lot of jokes in the show about Minnesota, like Mall of America, I think,
Okay.
and just Eden Prairie in general, that kind of stuff. So you got to kind of pick up on them. But I did love that show. There was the movie, Mystery Science Theater movie, where they actually made a feature film about it, which was awesome. I I
did not
remember
see that
renting that at Blockbuster when I was in college and just watching it. I watched it about 5 times a weekend that I rented it because it was so hilarious. Any other shows?
The
that
other
stand
show
out?
that I had heard a lot about but never knew was set in Minnesota is The Big C
Yeah, I found that
Yeah,
out yesterday
me
with
too.
too.
Laura Linney.
Is
And
it good?
I
Has anyone
never
watched it?
watched it, but heard a lot about it and had no idea that it was a Minnesota-based show or set in
Right.
Minnesota.
They didn't film it in Minnesota. They filmed it in Connecticut. But yes, they make references to Minneapolis, that it's in Minneapolis.
Right. Yeah, and she won some awards for it, and of course we love Laura Linney from Love Actually. So
And Ozark.
Yes.
and Ozark, yes, that's correct.
And then I didn't know if you'd bring up David Letterman at all, Pete, because he does this for lots of places, but he had Minnesota-like based shows, and wasn't the Home Office was in Edina once?
In
when
Edina, yes, that was the
you know,
Minnesota one where Kirby
and
Puckett was on.
Turkey Bucket was on, and so he had his references also to the state, but I think he did that for lots of places. So
Who else? Do you remember who else he had on that show? Because it would have been another Minnesota person. I don't remember who it was, but did you guys watch the Rocky and Bullwinkle show at all?
not really.
I've
It was
seen
on.
it bits and pieces, but really never got into it.
I used to love it.
Not
When I
watched
got
most of these
into it,
shows.
it's one of the funniest cartoons, and it's like smart comedy too. Actually, like you got to listen to pick up on the jokes because it was actually there would be 3 different cartoons. It was the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. It was Peabody and Sherman, and it was also Dudley Do-Right and the Mounties. They were all just hilarious, and it kind of split. Like it would start with the Rocky and Bullwinkle, and then it would go to one of the other cartoons, and then come back later. Within a half-hour program.
Okay.
And it would come back. It was hilarious to watch. I'll have to go back.
Was that a Saturday morning show?
No, I remember it. It probably was, but I remember it being on like one of the cable stations, like TBS or something, later in the afternoon.
It was.
Okay.
I know it was on weekday mornings in the summer too.
Yeah, maybe, but
they were all repeats. I mean, it was just, but
it was all because it was probably made in the '60s or something like that.
Yeah. Kind of like they had Deputy Dog on. They had a whole bunch of older ones that played in the summer.
Rocky
We didn't
and
go back
Bullwinkle.
through my clues on that one though, because I want to go back through one of them that I didn't mention. Did you get my? You ought to know my famous impersonator, my most famous impersonator. Did you get that?
No, I
Alanis
didn't.
Morissette. Oh, Dave Coulier.
That's why I said you ought to know
Yeah,
my most famous impersonator.
I get it now.
Don't get my hometown confused with Fergus. What is their
International
hometown?
Falls.
It's Frostbite Falls.
No, it's Frostbite.
Oh,
Falls.
right. Okay.
That's why it sure is both here. And then I just talked about the Russians, and his best friend is an aviator because he always had the flying thing. It was Rocky the Flying Squirrel.
He was a flying
And that's
squirrel.
why he had the pilot's thing on and he could fly.
Like Cousin Eddie.
Yes.
Exactly. Rhonda, anything to add?
Nope.
Soda TV shows? Okay.
Nope.
You
Not
said you did
feeling
a little
very
research.
smart.
Was there anything else you found that we didn't say?
No, that was it.
Okay.
What was your favorite show of this list that you watched, Rhonda?
Oh. I guess I really wasn't even familiar with a lot of the shows. I didn't watch a lot of TV back then, but I never really watched.
You weren't a Little House on the Prairie watcher?
Not really.
Me neither. I don't think I've ever watched an episode of it. It looks like the most boring show in the world. Whenever I see it on, I can't even try.
It was pretty mind-numbing.
Yeah.
To watch.
I mean, if that's all there was to watch, I would watch it, but I didn't run to the TV to get it.
No.
It's probably one that you have to like get into the characters and stuff like most of the shows we watched back in the day was like sitcoms, stuff like that. You could just pick up on an episode. But I think it's like one of those early shows that you had to like watch it from season 1 and then continue on. And I was with you, Brad. I always thought it appeared to be one of the more boring shows.
I just remember that Nellie was such a little brat. She was like the daughter of the mercantile owner, and she was just always so mean. That's
Very mean.
Yeah, the big thing I took away from that show.
Didn't her sister go blind and like?
Yeah, Laura's older sister went blind. Yeah,
I think I watched that. Golden Girls though is my Frozen Island.
I did
And
watch that.
I loved Mary Tyler Moore.
I've never watched Mary Tyler Moore show.
Have you seen her sculpture? Is that
we're throwing the hat in the air.
Is it at the Nicollet Mall?
Yeah,
Is that where
correct.
yeah?
That's correct. Yes.
Yep.
I've
Why
seen
wasn't
it.
that a question? Come on,
Yeah.
see, Rhonda's got that.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
She already won. She got 50 points.
That's
Did
true.
win.
Yes. Well, and she won by coming on. I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
Actually,
We
this
all-
was my whole
We all won because she was on.
35-year plan. After
Well-
she dumped me after an hour, I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to get her to come on, and she's going to get all the questions wrong, and that's my revenge.
There it is. I got it.
that's the
He's
slow
playing
way
the
to-
long game. That's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
playing the long game.
Yep.
Yep.
How does it
Oh.
feel now, Rhonda?
It
just can't-
hurts so bad,
Just
Brad.
can't do it. Just can't do it.
Oh,
hurt.
boy.
Oh man.
God.
Oh, that
Well,
was
I
fun.
think you did a great
enjoyed it.
job. I think you did a great job, Pete, with
Yes.
the game. That was fun.
I very much
That was
enjoyed your
really
list
good.
and the top 9 at 9. That was I used to listen to that because I would work in high school, and every night I would be closing down the store, and I'd be listening to that on the radio as I was shutting things down. I love
The
that.
old corner store.
The old corner store.
All right, Rhonda, you're a fan of the show. Do you? Can you name? What's your favorite band?
Oh, I knew you
Closes
were
out every
gonna-
show.
That's the question.
That is the question. and
I'll give you 1,000 points if you get this one right.
All right. Not a priest, but a
Preacher Row.
Yes!
Yes!
Preacher Row.
Awesome.
All right, I got
Because
it.
you had help, you only get 900 points on that one.
Okay, I can live with that.
All right.
Well done. Good job, Rhonda. Thank you for being on.
Yes.
Thanks for
Thank you.
having me on, guys. I really appreciate it. I am honored, and I enjoyed my time.
And we appreciate
So did
you.
we. We enjoyed having you here.
Thanks for
All
coming.
right.
enjoyed
Well, we'll have you
listening.
back some other time when it's not a game that Pete tricked up so much that nobody could play.
That sounds
I
good.
can play it.
I'm really good at reminiscing the old times, so I'll do that. Just don't put
All
me
right.
on the spot.
We'll do it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here it is, Preacher Row. Thanks for listening.
All right, we'll see ya.
Bye.
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 Standing on my own till fear. No one's gonna comfort me. Sorry for what I have done. Sorry that your song is gone. 7 steps and it will be my last. And start to me on my back. I turn and I look to you. I'm scared but there's nothing I can do.